And then this is the beauty where the MSP can start utilizing the insurance piece too, is insurance now has specific requirements that businesses need to adhere to in order to be deemed a good risk or an optimal risk. And one of the things a good MSP should be doing is focusing on cyber resilience. So saying, hey, I want to improve the cybersecurity maturity of my clients on a regular basis. I'm not going to be satisfied with just the bare minimum. I want them to understand, to grow, to continually meet emerging threats. Cyber threats change all the time. So I want to do everything I can to continually meet those emerging threats. So we're going to continue on a pathway towards upgraded security as time goes on. And the way you can utilize what insurance is looking at to help you kind of create a framework for your clients to follow. And that's extremely helpful. Yes, obviously it's a sales opportunity, but it's also an opportunity for you to look at something and say, okay, I have these small businesses, and aligning them to something like NIST is very difficult. Not to say NIST is a bad standard, but at the same, NIST is great, but it's extremely complex. And for a small business that doesn't necessarily need to be need to align to CMMC because they're not a government contractor, there may be another avenue that you can follow to align them to something. So having a framework like the one insurance carriers lay out, is helpful, because now your clients are looking at something and saying, I have a goal to achieve, I have a pathway to meet, as opposed to willy-nilly just throwing security control requirements at them, saying, hey, you need to have this, hey, you need to have this. Well, why do I need to have any of that? Well, look, insurance carriers who are consistently reviewing the claims that come through and analyzing the risk and understanding what has happened in prior claims as to why those happen, they are adapting and adding newer security measures to what they're asking for, because they're seeing that people who had this part, like let's say endpoint detection and response, people who had endpoint detection and response saw fewer claims than people who didn't. People who had managed detection and response saw even fewer claims. So we're going to start asking about those things and offering premium incentives and offering eligibility requirements and all that kind of stuff to people who adhere to that level, to that standard, right? So you have the basic risk. You have the people who say, hey, you're this tall, you're able to ride this ride, you can get a policy. Then you have the optimal risk. And if you're an optimal risk, you have way more carriers open to your disposal who are willing to give you a policy at a better price and better coverage options. So that's how MSPs can be utilizing the whole thing, is say, hey, I'm not just going to give them the bare minimum, because then you're actually not doing due diligence for your client. You're actually opening them up to just more expensive policies. Whereas if you can get them optimized, now there's a lot more opportunity for them in terms of pricing and accessibility.